DK is Shane from TacoYaki Anime.
Yo!
And we are back. We are back for our thoughts on the upcoming anime for spring of 2022.
Well, more DK's thoughts than my thoughts, because you have 2/3 of the list.
Yeah.
This season is all about them sequels. I don't know why either, because usually that's the summer, isn't it? Usually the summer pulls out like all the sequels and stuff like that.
Yeah, usually the summer has like the blockbusters, and a lot of times blockbusters get a sequel, so that would make sense.
Well, but see, they're like they know that it's summer, so their target audience is probably going to be like more readily available to watch stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that being the case, they want to make sure that what they put on for people to consume is something that people will actually take the time to actually, put forward time to actually watch. So that's the way I look at it.
So, yeah, on these, we will be guessing where it's going to end up. I haven't put my
a blanket statement, all of mine, and they're all going to die at the end.
So the first show
we're gonna Evangelion this son of a bitch.
The first show we're gonna be talking about is Arenai wa Harenai. Oh no. Oh, it doesn't have an English. Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
So, where are my notes? There we go. Oh yeah.
I can almost guess where you were going with this.
I'll give this show a 4. It is 100% up my alley. It is cute girls doing cute things. Yep. So yeah, the reason why I put this on the list is because it is one of my genres. I probably will not give something a 5 until it's like a sequel that I'm like, oh my god, they made another one, and it just automatically gets a 5. So this is right in my genre. The show is done by
Felix Films.
Felix Film. Who is that? They haven't done a lot. They're doing Hairpin Double, which is another show this season or this year. That is Sakai Picnic. I missed that one.
They did Nekopata. Wait, let me just make sure this is what I'm thinking it is, because if it is, I have little hopes for you.
Did they run like a coffee shop or something? Interesting. But yeah, the synopsis for this one is: the story follows the indecipherable daily life of the short and quiet Reina Aharen and Raido, who sits next to her. Aharen is not so good at gauging the distance between people, and Raido initially felt some distance between the two of them. One day, when Raido picked up the eraser that Aharen had dropped, the distance between them suddenly became uncomfortably close.
Love it. 10 out of 10 right there. Beautiful. Absolutely. I don't know why this is going to be the one to beat this season.
So, you got the cute things. I am on board.
Yeah, so totally not surprised.
All right. The next show we're going to be talking about is Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall.
Wait. Wasn't there another one on your list that was before that?
I don't. But I didn't skip one.
I think you did. But Black Rock Shooter, this is like what, the third or fourth out of this series?
Every time I see Black Rock Shooter, I'm like, oh, it's the second one. Oh, it's the second one.
No, there's so many of these goddamn Black Rock Shooters. I'm not even. That's ridiculous. There's got to be at least like 20 of them.
Is it somehow in number 3? No, it is skipped.
Black Rock Shooter Downfall. Where does Black Rock Shooter Downfall line up in the series?
Well, yeah, there's no information on any chart.
Oh, I have a plot summary for you.
Okay.
Since you're going to be reading a bunch of them, I guess I'll take this one, even though I have no intention of watching it, because I never watched the other ones. But it is the year 2062, 2 decades after the failure of a massive workforce automation project. However, Artemis, the artificial intelligence at the core of that project, had decided to attack humanity, and the resulting war laid waste to Earth. A lone girl, Empress, wakes up in an underground laboratory at a base. She is one of 3 surviving guardians of humanity. However, she has no memories of what came before. All she knows is that a colonel of the peace-building force tells her Artemis is constructing a space elevator to link the moon and the Earth, and Empress is ordered to destroy the space elevator before its completion. If the elevator is completed, the hordes of giant mechanized forces being mass-produced on the moon will descend upon Earth. Sure. What's that have to do with the Black Rock Shooter? That's what the Empress is. That's what the Empress is known as, apparently.
Oh. I feel like this came out as like a short little thing or a movie or something like that, and then they've just been expanding it more and more.
So there was an OAV.
Yes.
For this. Then there was a series for this that came out in. When did this say it comes out in? It came out in 2012.
So we definitely most likely talk about it.
And then this is following up with that particular one, I guess.
Okay.
So I thought there was way more about it, because I swear to God, I have seen this name like at least a freaking dozen of times, I feel like, but maybe I'm just misreading it. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Either way, I've never watched the original. I've never watched the sequel. I've never watched any of it, so I have no interest in watching something I don't know anything about, basically.
I feel like I know it, but I don't remember. And
let me give you just a little bit. So there's the background for the original, the one that came before this, right? So we know that this one that you're looking at the whatever, the fall, whatever, something.
Dodgeball, yes.
Yeah, is about the Empress and big fight from the moon. Here's the plot summary from the one that came before this. In spring, 2 girls meet, Mato and Yumi. They each sense something in the other that they lack in themselves, and are drawn to each other in spite of their contrasting personalities. Though initially hesitant, they form a strong connection, but they both have secrets, and in an empty world, 2 girls fight Black Rock Shooter and Deadmaster. A strange being, Black Gold Saw, watches their mysterious battle, laughing. This is the story of 2 girls in 2 worlds entangled by the threads of fate. The only reference to the Empress that comes about in this next one is the fact that they were talking about two girls, but I don't know if that's the same two girls that were the ones they introduced Mato and Yumi from the beginning, or if we're talking about completely other girls because they don't reference those set of. I'm confused. All right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in taking a peek at it.
You're gonna be like, I have no idea what the hell I just watched.
Yeah, I'm like, it was really cool.
Because mind you, more than likely, the first episode is mostly going to be a recap over what happened in the previous season. Considering it's been 10 years since the previous came out.
For some reason, I'm like losing track of time. I'm like, in 2 years, this show will be 10 years old.
No, it's already 10 years old.
No, this show. We started it in 2014.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, that show is 10 too.
So,
interesting.
Yeah. Do with that as you will, I guess.
Oh, so we didn't talk about this show.
No, I know of this show.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I so familiar with this show and not familiar at the same time?
I feel like with how much I've heard about this show, I know this show. Like, I just feel like I am like an expert on this show with how much I've heard about this show. Yet I know absolutely nothing about this show.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about this show. I'm like, oh yeah, Black Rock Shooter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what my notes say. I think I like Black Rock Shooter. I don't remember if I've seen it before. So,
oh my.
So, because of that,
well, you have fun.
I'll give this show. I think it's gonna be a 3 because I feel like it's good.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
So you're
you're
going the average middle.
Yeah, safe route. Not good, not bad, like normal.
All right, fair enough.
All right, the show that I missed.
I didn't miss a show. Yeah, I looked at this one and went, "What the fuck?"
So the next show we're talking about is Birdie Wing Golf Girls Story.
Out of every freaking sports genre that I have ever seen portrayed in anime, I never, ever thought I would see one centered around golf. Why? It's the most boringest thing in the world. There are people who say they'd rather watch grass grow than watch golf, and yet here we have an anime dealing with it. Has there ever been an anime dealing with golf before?
I don't think so. That's why it's on my list.
It's freaking golf.
Yeah. So I have given this show.
The only thing that would have been more interesting is maybe putt-putt.
Oh, okay. I'm giving the show 3 because I don't know how to judge it.
I'm giving it a 1. I'm looking at the trailer right now. I'm giving it a straight up 1. The only thing that they're trying to do in order to make this even somewhat like entertaining to anyone is they're putting in a lot of fan service. That's about all they're doing.
So I've never seen a golf. I know that I've never seen a golf anime before. Of course, there are DBZ moments, but then there are also like magical girl moments where they're like sparkly roses everywhere and all that kind of stuff. So
if you have intrigue and plot and golf, no. You're trying to shoehorn it in there. It's just wrong.
Yeah, Yeah, it's anime. That's what they do.
It was so wrong.
So,
if this is not memed in some way, shape, or form after the first episode is played, I will be eternally surprised.
Yeah, because they got a character over there that's like dressed in leather, and it's like, what in the world does leather have to do with golf?
One of them was wearing a mask, and the other one was wearing cat ears in one of the freaking screenshots I saw of that. What does that have to do with golf? What is the subway? Them jumping across subway tracks to get to another side. I'm like, are they being chased? Are they doing something illegal? It's golf, guys. How? No. Wait, what are the things about it? What are the fucking? Hold on. What tags? Golf. That's literally all it is. 100% golf. That's it. No other tags. There's no secret tags. There's no hidden tags. It's just golf, straight up. Oh, well, there you go. It's from Bandai. No wonder.
I was about to say, yeah. The studio who did this is Bandai, and
yeah, freaking wonder. They're just wanting to sell golf clubs now all of a sudden.
These are people that Nazuma 11, or was that like magical? No.
Oh god, it's so bad.
No, not that. What is it? What's that called? Something like Oriental Light and Magic. Never mind.
This is
Bandai.
It's so bad.
And Bandai, the people who did Gundam,
Power Rangers.
Huh?
Did you go far enough back? I guarantee you.
It stops at 2015, so I'm thinking it's like a different Bandai.
Okay, maybe it's a branch of them or something like that.
Yeah, because of course
It's gotta be.
Yeah, of course they got. It's
the
people who did Aikatsu, so they're like. They got
the
idol thing going on. Tiger and Bunny. They got that Roman fighter show. And then that Fox guy.
Oh, I'm wrong. It's Hasbro was for Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. Hey, they helped on Slime.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the one decent thing they had done. I don't
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
I'm so totally not.
So it's like, as far as sports anime goes, I'm like, if you've listened to this show before, I always have the same. Just like, it doesn't escape my routine. I'm like, this is cool. I watched the first episode, and I'm like, this is exciting. And then I move on. Sports anime, like at the beginning when we started the show, I kept up with like most of it. And then all of it's kind of fallen to the wayside. So unless this show pulls like a Uma Musume on me, like, I don't think it's gonna grab me. It's hence why I put it at a 3. I think it's just gonna be an average sports show, and I'm watch the first episode and be like, okay, that was cool, and I come back to it later. But we shall see.
Just no. Just all sorts of no.
Because I didn't think I would like Uma Musume. I'm like, horse girls, what the hell? And then it was like the greatest show ever. So
that at least has an interesting plot line. All right, weird as hell, but at least an interesting plot line. This is just straight up golf. Like what were the tags for Usume? Like what were the tags? I gotta see. Hold on. Was it, how do you spell it? Usume? U-S...
Uma, as in horse. Or with as in horse in Japanese. Uma Musume.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Google's my friend. Okay. Ah, okay. That's why I was not spelling it right. That's why I wasn't spelling it right. Oh, they don't even have it under that, do they?
Hmm?
They have it under the Japanese name only?
Yeah. Uma Musuna. Oh, tags? Okay. Athletics, 98%. What? Kemono Mimi? Prominently features humanoid characters with animal ears. Okay, yeah. Female protagonist, primarily female cast. Cute girls doing cute things.
See, all right, we're way above the just golf, just 100% golf.
Yeah, animals, primarily teen cast, idol, school, and CGI.
I just so much to know.
Hey, we'll see. Birdie Wing. If you like golf and you like Dragon Ball Z, you might like it.
And if you want to see your favorite sport get ridiculed and laughed at for going all DBZ-ish. You know what? I would watch it if the whole thing was almost kind of the same way as DBZ, where it's like they take 3 episodes for them to finish like one hole. The tension's building. Oh no! She got it into the sand pit. Oh, that's gonna cost her some moves. How will she ever recover? Tune in next time on more Birdie Wing.
We shall see. All right. The next show we're going to talk about is Dance, Dance, Dance.
Dance, dance. That one.
I'll give it a show a 3. I don't know. I don't. It's like there was like years ago, many years ago. Yuri on Ice came out, and it was great. I feel the same vibes from this show. The main character looks a little more intense, but
hey, yeah, at least this one has romance as a tagline for it.
Yeah,
it's got a little something going on. It's got a little something extra going on, not just golf.
Yeah. So ballet.
Hey, just done by Mappa, so you know it's gonna look pretty.
Oh yes. So yeah, I'm interested in this one.
They make it look beautiful.
Yeah, Mappa. They came out with Terror in Residence. Let's see. They got 4 shows coming out.
We should probably I think every time we reference Mappa, we always reference Terror in Residence. Yeah. But that's like so old now.
Yeah, that people are like, what is that?
What is that? We should probably actually like reference the more recent stuff that they've done, like Attack on Titan. And was it Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. See, like those more people would be like, oh, Mappa. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. They did that one Tech OP Destiny show that we were talking about a couple seasons ago. Last year. Oh God, that's that far ago. And
show. Oh yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So the action is gonna be great, which is hence why that one character seems a little intense to me.
You know, if they just want to do like a straight up like romance with ballet in it, or if they just want to do a straight up like this is what it's like to be in a ballet or whatever, I'm cool with that. But God damn it, leave the DBZ shit out of it. It doesn't belong. No. I feel like you're just making fun of yourselves at that point.
No, the synopsis is Dancing Noble, a ballet dancer qualified to dance the role of the prince. Dancing Noble, a ballet dancer qualified to dance the role of the prince. Second year junior high student Murao Junpei was fascinated by ballet as a boy, but gave up on dancing after his father's death as he had to become a man. What does that have to do with not doing ballet anymore? However, one day, a beautiful transfer student named Godai Miyako appeared before him. Miyako takes notice in Junpei's love for ballet and invites him to dance along with her. Along with Miyano's cousin Mori Ryo, he begins his career as a full-fledged ballet dancer with the aim of becoming the world's best dancer, the dancer noble. Only those who have sacrificed everything are permitted to stand in the beautiful and harsh world of classic ballet. What will be the fate of a total beginner like Junpei?
Now, when he said the fact of like he had to become a man or whatever, the thing I gathered from that is that he has his dad died, which he was probably the provider for the family and was taking care of the family.
Yes.
So instead of being able to pursue what he wanted to do, he had to put away his dream to try to help his family out and become quote unquote man of the house situation.
Yes.
That's what I gathered from that. It's not to say that he had to be like I mean, I don't know how these are going to be personified or what they're going to be doing with it, considering these are also Mappa is also the one which I also saw when we were looking at it, which is coming out this year. They're also the ones who did Yuri on Ice, which a movie's coming out apparently to be announced. But so I don't know if that was confusion or they were thinking about going in that route or however that was going to be. I just know that he just was probably more like coming from a person who's had a death close in the family and like that. You know, you would typically kind of take upon the roles of the people of the household in order to make sure things proceed smoothly, I guess.
Yes, I totally get that. I was thinking more of like that one show with the guy who makes the dolls and he has that.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought you were. They were like, "Oh no, he can't do that because that's not
playing with dolls and all that kind of stuff." But okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. They could have worded it differently, like.
Yeah, that's why it's like I see where you might have stumbled upon that, but that's the way I see it. Is he had to become a man? It's just not. It's not. You have to give up ballet because it's not manly enough. No, I don't think that's the direction they were going. And I think it's just be like, hey, you need to take over from what your dad was doing to help the family out.
I wonder how much does he get to the point where his family is stable enough to where he can add something for himself?
That's probably because one of the taglines on this is drama. That's probably going to be a sticking point, I imagine, throughout the show. Okay. Is that Junpei really wants to dance, and Miyako sees it within him that he does want to do that, so keeps trying to push him in that direction. But his family kind of suffers for that fact because he's not stepping up to the plate to be able to handle responsibilities otherwise that he was supposed to put forward. I would guess. That's just my thought. I mean, again, this is also a slice of life, so I don't
know. Yeah, so this should be interesting. Yeah, it's like Mappa doing sports anime again, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna go. All right, the next show we're gonna be talking about is Day Day Live.
Season 4. And I'm betting you haven't even finished season 1, have you? That's what I thought.
It's close.
That's what it got. You didn't finish it. Don't even try. Oh, I'm only a few episodes away. Yeah, you're gonna go back to those few episodes going, I could finish this and just wipe out the other ones. Then you'll start watching it going, wait, who's this person? Wait, where did they come from? Wait, why are they here? Oh, I gotta watch the entire thing all over again because I have no idea who these people are. I get a message across the Discord. Hey, shit, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to all the other animes. I gotta rewatch like all the other Data Lives so I can catch up on it before the new one gets. I know. I'm fully aware. Fully aware. Not even. So I was just like, I saw so many sequels on this season. I'm like, oh God, no, please. For the love of God, no. No. Oh.
That's exactly the situation.
It is exactly the situation. I know it is.
So I'm giving this show a 3 because I don't remember.
I have no idea what the hell's going on. Your scoring in these, I think, needs to be just null and void. I don't even think they need to be tallied.
Oh, this is a pending 3. Like,
yeah, but it's a pending 3. If you'd finish it, you're not gonna finish it because you haven't watched the other ones.
It needs a number.
I'd give you the benefit of the doubt if this was like season 2 going into it and like, all right, you know what? He might be able to squeeze out a season or whatever and catch back up and be fine with it. This is season 4.
I'm like, man, what happened in season 3? I don't remember it just flying by.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
yeah. How many? Like, hold on. How many episodes are these? Okay, so season. This season is supposed to have. Let's see here. Does it say? I don't know if it says or not. No, it doesn't really. So wait, how many did 3 have? So 3 had 12 episodes.
I'm assuming 12, 12, 12. Or maybe 26 and 12, 12, 12.
The original.
They're not all 12s.
Hold on. Oh my God! Holy crap! Woo! I went on to the original, right? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 adaptations, 1 side story, and 3 spin-offs.
Wow.
And an OVA.
Yeah.
And I have no idea if this one even remotely like correlates with any of the spin-offs.
Yeah, I think all the spin-offs are movies.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I think.
So the seasons are like 12, 12, 12, 12, and then like 8 movies, or however many movies there are.
Oh, so you know you can knock that out in a weekend. You can knock that out in a weekend.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Hunker down. Get some popcorn. Let's go.
Strap in. We're going for a ride.
But yeah, they're still making Day Day Live. It is done by Geek Toys.
Okay, so do they have another one on here too?
This year they also did Genso Sankoshi, which Sango Kushi, which I don't think you like that one.
Probably not.
They did Plunderer, Day Day Bullet. Wait a minute, Day Day Live, Day Day Bullet. Is that is there a theme?
Mm-hmm. I think you stumbled upon one of the spin-offs.
Oh, I didn't even look at the title. I just saw sequel. Okay. Lady Bullet looks cool. Anyway. Yeah, and the synopsis says this is the fourth season. So, yeah, they're making more Day Live. I'll take a peek at it and add it to the backlist. All right. Boop. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Daimon.
I think this is one of mine. And I'm a little surprised. I don't think. Yeah, you didn't have this one on your list. I'm a little surprised about that. Because I thought this would be right up your alley, too. This is done by Encourage Films. I'm not really encouraged by their name, but I don't recognize them. They have done the Isekai Cheat Magicians.
Edo Tama. Yeah, I like the first episode of the first season.
Oh, they did Squid Girl too. So, anyways, so this series. Let me click on that.
It's the order of rap.
Nagomo Irono returns to his Kyoto home for the first time in 10 years when his father is hospitalized. Nagomo is eager to take over Ryokusho, the family's Japanese sweet shop, but he's instead asked to be a father figure to Itsuka Yukihira, the girl everyone calls the successor.
Okay.
This is straight up slice of life. Target is for this is the tags for this is Sinin.
Yeah. I think it's like so my brain's like
See, my thought process in this was I kind of immediately saw
I think Seinen is like older guy, so it's like
adult male.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is geared more towards adult male.
Yeah.
Which I can see that. I think it's going to be because of the fact that he's wanting to take over for his father, and he's going to probably end up being very protective over the girl, and almost probably treating her like a daughter. Could be it's actually his grandfather or maybe it's his sister.
Okay.
Maybe his father had another child and he didn't know about. Would be the only reason why I would think that she would be considered to be a successor. Unless it's going to go for the real heart-churning, sad sob story and be like he kind of found her because she was living on the streets or whatever, and took her in and basically started raising her as his daughter, I guess.
Okay.
But then just never told the family about it, and the only ones who know about it are the ones who work in the sweet shop, and they're basically keeping it a secret.
So I can see why this is on your list. I'm getting Usagi drop vibes.
Yeah, Usagi drop. I'm also feeling like the calligraphy one too.
Yes.
Because I feel like I don't think that he's not as angsty as that calligraphy guy was.
Yeah.
But I feel like he probably is going to be learning some lessons. Because it sounds like the way they put it, saying that he's eager to take over the family sweet shop, he might be overconfident with himself and think, "Oh, I've got this. Because he says he returns to his Kyoto home for the first time in 10 years. Yeah. My guess is because he was probably out like training or doing things where he might be like taste testing. Like he was actually doing things you probably should do in regards to that, but he might have kind of lost his way a little bit, and he's going to have someone kind of bring him back around kind of situation.
Yeah.
That's at least the way I look at it.
Okay. So it's like you have like I don't know, you grow up and your family makes like soul food and stuff like that, and you go to like a gourmet school and then you come back and it's like this clash of like things that you've learned.
I'm not sure if it's going to be quite that, though that may be part of it. I'm thinking it's more like he went to other places and like sampled like their sweets or whatever. So he might actually bring something to the table by being like, hey, these sweets work really well because they do this over here. Can we incorporate that into what we do over here? And it's more he might be pushing in that regards, going, look, I see that these do really well over here, and we can make those, so let's go ahead and make them. But then it's going to be a fact of like, you know what, we can do part of that process that you're talking about, but you need to remember where you came from. You need to remember that these sweets and these desserts that people come to the shop, this is a family-owned shop. It is a tradition. It is a lineage. There's probably customers that were coming through back when his father was as old as he was, at this point, kind of situation.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe his father's father before them, there was still customers coming through that were like, they have specific wants and specific needs.
Local delicacy. Yeah.
Because they're like, it may not be the most, it's not going to earn you the most money or whatever, but you have a continual business because people know what they want because they've had it so many times before.
Yeah. It's like my grandfather brought me here when I was a kid, so now I'm taking my kids here.
Exactly. So he may, I think, lose a little bit of that, which is kind of why I look at it in the same way as that calligraphy one as well.
Okay.
But, I do also have some Musaki drop by it because I feel like, considering the age of the girl that everyone's calling successor and that he was gone for 10 years, there could be some sort of family dynamic that he is unaware of because of that situation.
Okay. Cool. Where are you ranking it?
For a slice of life, which is what this really boils down to, I'm gonna rank it at a hopeful 4.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna rank it at a hopeful 4. I think it has a pretty decent potential, not to be like one of those hard-hitting blockbuster, over-the-top, action-y sort of situations, but more to pull on the heartstrings, give you the warm, fuzzy feels, and kind of ground the person watching it as they kind of can see some of their own, what they're doing in their own lives reflected in the anime itself.
Okay. And usually for slice of life, they have to be a 4 to get on your list, right? It can't be just an average slice of life.
No, if it's average, I usually just ignore it. I think it's just not worth my time.
Good.
So we'll see. I'll give it the usual 3 episodes, and if by the 3rd episode it's not showing me what I think is going to happen, I'll probably drop it.
Good. All right. The next show we're going to be talking about is Gaito Kishi-sama Tadaima Isekai Odekakechu. Bless you.
It's funny that
Skeleton Knight in another one.
It's funny. I feel like most of mine are like dead set in the middle, and most of yours are like out in the beginning and on the end. So yes, this is another one of mine. This is done by Studio Kai and Hornets, which have done in the past. Let's see. This is Studio Kai. They have done. Yeah, Musume. Yeah. I see that. And also your other favorite, Super Cub.
Oh God. Yeah. That's like polar opposites.
But then the other one, Hornet, has also done. Let's see here.
Oh, that's that one fantasy one.
Yeah, actually, I'm really hopeful then that they'll be the lead on this. Then I don't know why 2 studios are being part of it, but if they're the lead on this and Studio Kai is just offering support, I feel like that's probably a good combination.
Yeah, Somali in the Forest Spirit.
Mm-hmm. I
Ah,
always meant to finish watching that one, but I never got to finish all of it.
yeah.
I've been seeing commercials for this actually advertised.
Really?
And it's been kind of interesting to come across. It's kind of given me that, it's so rare that I ever see commercials play on YouTube that actually relate to like animes that I'm more interested in because of that.
That algorithm's figuring you out.
I guess so. Took it long enough. I've been freaking on there for how long? Jeez. Am I just that weird that it just doesn't know what to put me in? So anyways, the backstory between this one is one day a gamer played video games until he fell asleep. When he woke up, he found himself in the game world as a skeleton, equipped with the powerful weapons and armor of his avatar, but stuck with its frightening skeletal appearance. Ark has to find a place for himself in this new fantastical land. All his hopes for a quiet life are dashed when he crosses path with a beautiful elven warrior, setting him on a journey full of conflict and adventure. I think that's an interesting premise because this almost feels like what I felt um, Overlord was kind of going towards. And I know you can draw the similarities. Well, he was a skeleton figure too, and this is a skeleton figure. I'm not necessarily saying it in regards to that. I'm saying it because he is a he is a person who wants to do good, but he looks like he's going to do bad. And I'm sure that's going to give a lot of conflict in regards to if he ever approaches a civilization or comes in conflict with someone else and his helmet happens to fall off or whatever, and people see what he is, it's going to freak some people out.
Yes. I put this on my list, even though I'm not a big fantasy buff. I put it on my list because he reminds me of Overlord. And I am ranking it 3 because fantasy.
I will rank this as a 4. I will rank this as a 4, not even a hopeful 4. I'm pretty sure based upon, the looks of the trailer and I think the setup that they've given themselves in regards to this, that the only questionable thing of any sort of nature that I have, I guess, would be more or less the main character's personality.
Okay.
Like I just want to make sure he's not going to be one of those that are. I don't want him to be like overly goofy or like stereotypical kind of situation. I want him to be like, if he's the hero in this situation, I want him to play that up. I want him to be the hero in the situation, even though he was a normal guy playing a video game before. I mean, if this is the land that he was playing a video game in, he should recognize it and he should feel almost at home in it, more or less, kind of situation. So it shouldn't be like there should be those moments where like, oh, I can actually get hit, or oh, this is an actual spell I can do. Like realization moments. I feel like is okay, but let's not have like freak out moments where you're just like, wait, they can do that? Like, how long you been playing this game, dude?
Yeah.
This is your freaking game, man. Learn to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would love to see a character such as this have the confidence in what they're doing and be able to portray that well enough. I think that to me is the only reason why I wouldn't even give it. I'd almost give this a 5 if I just didn't know what his personality was going to be like.
Okay.
Like if they had a clip of him and like interactions that he has with other people or whatever, I would almost be more congenial to go, oh, give this one a 5. This is outstanding. Because the looks of it's beautiful. I'm sure that you saw that as well. The look of it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
When he first woke up in the glade or whatever, and even him looking in the water at his reflection or whatever, I'm like, all that looked absolutely gorgeous. And then, like I said, I really foresee there being a issue as far as the fact that he's a skeleton, and I think that's an interesting dynamic Because, like, will he play that up in certain situations if it's more beneficial to him?
Mm-hmm.
If he can potentially get his way without fighting, will he actually be like, oh, I'll play the villain, I'll play it up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or will he always try to be the hero that he tries to be? I don't know. It's interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I had it on my list because I miss Overlord. Like
I do too,
it's
but I
coming.
feel like they neutered that too badly.
Yeah. One thing is I'm weary about one of the scenes that they put in the trailer. Hopefully that whole thing is like as brief as it was is in the trailer, or else it'll like start reminding me of Shield Hero and the goblins, that whole issue. Um, but other than that,
Oh, you mean Goblin Slayer?
yes, sorry,
Yeah.
Goblin Slayer, yes.
Yeah, Shield Hero different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Shield Hero kind of still touched on a similar situation, just it was falsified from the get-go. So
yes, I meant more of Goblin Slayer because we like talked about that issue, and like a lot of people, I think you said that a lot of people online were upset about it.
I will say that I did see what you were talking about, and I will say that, like, okay, look, I said the justification for Goblin Slayer was because they were monsters. And obviously, if you look at the monsters themselves, did you at any point during that series see a female goblin? No.
Yeah.
So obviously they have to reproduce somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but it definitely pushes their demeanor about being, you know, evil little sons of bitches that much further.
Mm-hmm.
And I do kind of see that they were kind of playing with that as well in the trailer, at least. But the fact that it's humans doing it instead, I'm definitely I'm definitely saying that if it's short and sweet, and the skeleton dude comes up and dispatches them handily, cool. Because that at that point we already know what their intention is, and it's not for any other reason than their own selfishness.
Yes.
So I don't need to have that portrayed more than what my mind can already come up with already. It's like it doesn't need to go that far.
Yeah.
But I do think that if that's the case and it happens to that at least up to that extent, I think that's fine. And I hope there won't be others who will just be like, "Oh my God, it's another Goblin Slayer." So like, no, did you even pay attention?
Yeah.
Nothing happened. He stopped it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this one will go. It actually piqued my attention, so we shall see. All right, the next gem we're gonna be talking about is Healer Girl.
This is all you, my man. We're back to you now.
Yeah, this show. Why is it on my list? It is on my list because.
Surprised the previous one wasn't on your list too.
Which one was that?
Gunjo no Fanfare? That's another sports one. What is with all the sports ones this season? Like,
it's
Jesus.
been a drought. You couldn't sports for the last 2 years, and now you can sports again.
So now they feel like they need to make up for it? I thought we were doing great.
Yeah. So the trailer was like a music video on this one. That alone got my interest, but I have no idea what it's about.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I guarantee you're going to find out why it seemed like a music video in the trailer. Go ahead. Read the synopsis.
Yeah, synopsis. Anime depicts a world of healers, high school girls who cure people with singing.
That's why it seemed like a music video.
Yeah. But I'm like, if they're not singing, then what are they doing?
Being high school girls, probably. I mean, wait, so the only tag for this one is literally music. Okay, music, female protagonist, and primary female cast. Cute girls doing cute things.
Huh?
Cute girls doing cute things, I guess.
Cute girls singing.
You saying that's not cute?
But yeah, I have no idea about the world, no idea about like why singing heals people. Like it's a mystery. But the show's done by Studio 3 Hertz.
Yep.
They did that one show, like Dimension W. Yeah. That is the show where I like Studio 3 Hertz got like put into my head. They also did Flip Flappers, which I loved.
You're talking about the old. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, Princess Principal, which I also loved.
Of course, I didn't really pay attention to them until Sword Art Online Alternative.
Yeah. And then
I think after that one, I haven't paid attention to them since.
Yeah, after that they did Rifle is Beautiful, which I didn't see. Black Fox didn't see. A3 didn't watch. And it's like 2022, we're like, all right.
Oh God, no.
So
you see with the other one that's going to be coming out apparently this summer that they're doing?
Oh!
The Devil is a Part-Timer.
Yeah, it's coming back!
It's coming back.
I like that one. You didn't like that one?
Did you ever finish that one?
I don't remember, but I liked it.
I swear, we're give it another couple years, we're gonna forget more about anime than we even know at that point.
Yeah. Call it the anime samplers.
Did I like this one? I don't know.
Like, what was that one again? Yeah.
It had the magical girl. Which magical girl? They all have magical girls. What the hell are you talking about?
You know, the one with the pink hair.
They all have pink hair. Which one are you talking about? They transform. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how this one's gonna go because I don't have any information other than they sing.
Is this even? What's this based on?
All I got is a list of characters and staff and a trailer.
Produced by Bandai. Oh, it's an original.
Okay.
That can be a little scary sometimes.
We shall see. The next show we're gonna be talking about you. Oh, where did I rank it? Ooh. They've done a lot of stuff that I like. So 4.
Okay, interesting. I just did a little bit of backstory into this via the Anime News Network.
Yes, which is our number 2 source of the TacoYaki.
Sunday is announced on Sunday. Anime's April 4 premiere with a new promotional video, as well as collaboration with singer May J.
May J! Yeah.
They have a professional singer. The anime will appear on this channel. The anime's chorus unit Healer Girls are collaborating with singer May J on videos that will stream on Bandai's Namco Arts YouTube channel. 2 behind-the-scenes videos will stream on March 14th and March 21st. Then a video will show May J and Healer Girls singing the Neon Genesis Evangelion theme song. And the song Hanamazuki, along with talk sessions between them on March 28th. Oh, well, here's a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
The story is set in a world where three schools of medicine are pervasive: Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and vocal medicine. The healing of illnesses and injuries via songs is a special technique that not only improves the mental health of patients, but also the mental health of doctors. Such healers strive to sing that when called upon to respond to the health and anxiety of patients and doctors alike. The anime depicts the healer girls in training at the Karasuma Vocal Medical Institute.
Okay.
Alrighty. In real life, the Healer Girls is also a new unit of the anime's four main voice actresses. The unit performs the opening theme songs "Feel You, Heal You" and the ending theme song "Believe Like Singing." Okay, well, I mean, if you're gonna have an anime that's going to be dealing with singing as far as their main selling point, it would make sense that you would have the opening and closing songs done by the same people who are going to be singing in the freaking anime to begin with.
A lot of
Why
times,
would you outsource that when you already have singing talent in front of you?
yeah, it depends.
I mean,
A lot of
that's
times,
what they did. So
yeah, a lot of times the like for shows that are sillier, um, like like the Dragon Maid, like the Dragon Maid characters sing the songs.
mhm.
Um, for other shows, it depends. It's like sometimes it's more of a, I don't know. It's like back in the '90s, there was like this straight up anime music that was like just music for anime, and then like in the 2000s, they started adding like music from the actual music Japanese music industry into songs, and now I feel like it's starting to blend, or it's been blending for like a long time, and it's just a toss up whether which way they go with it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Looks like roughly. That's more than I thought there would be. Do they have like a count at the end of this? No, there's not more than that. How could there be more than that?
What?
Is it just animes that have singing in them? I'm looking for like pure singing animes, like that's focused entirely on the singing in itself. I know singing is prevalent in a lot of different animes, but
Especially because idol shows are now a thing.
yeah, considering how often idol shows are, but even then, typically you only get like what, one or two songs out of the entire series usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm like, is there an anime musical? Is that a thing?
If not, god damn it, somebody should make one. Not because I want to watch it, but because if ever there's an idea, it should be made.
um, yeah, now I'm stuck. There's a song in my head now that something about the rain. I can't remember what show that was. I think it was, I don't know. Anyway, the next show we're gonna be talking about is Kaguya-sama wa Kurasetai Ultra Romantic, or Kaguya-sama's Love is War Ultra Romantic.
The third season, might I remind everyone out there, to this series. Which, Shako, can you let us know how many seasons have you finished? Are you current?
I don't think I've even started this show.
And yet here we are, 3 seasons in, and you're like, I could watch the first episode of that. It's fine.
Yeah. So, when did the first season come out? It came out in 2019.
It's done by A1.
Yes. Man, we haven't said A1 in a long time.
Yeah, A1's been kind of quiet.
They put out a bunch of stuff. Like 80. Oh, I haven't watched any of it. So they did Sword Art, which we always watch. And then they did 86, which I skipped because I'm not finished with the first one. They did Visual Prison, which
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, come on, 6 animes in 2021.
But one of them was a music video.
As opposed to their 2020, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Jesus
8, 9.
Yeah. They also did Fate, and so as far as this Kaguya-sama show goes, I'm like, why am I not familiar with it? Is it one of those ones where it was either hard to watch or the trailer wasn't there, so I didn't even it didn't get on my radar? I'm not sure. But when I watched the trailer is 10 freaking minutes long. And I'm like,
well, let's see. The previous one, what did we say came out in 2012?
2019 and 2020 and then 2022.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was thinking that they were going to be like a long difference between the two of them. So
yeah, and when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, this must be like a beloved show that like has been on hiatus for a long time, and now it's making a big comeback. And I'm like, 2 years is no long time. It could feel long, but yeah. So in my notes, I'm like, what have I missed out on? It's like at first they were doing a lot of fourth wall breaking, and I'm like, all right. And then they started talking like inside baseball anime terms and stuff like that, and I'm like, all right. And then they started mentioning things that like stuff that people who are anime fans don't like, comments that anime fans hear that aren't really flattering. And now I'm like, all right. I'm like, this is starting to become annoying. And then they started getting preachy, and I'm like, what is this show? And then it got amazing, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. So I'm like, I basically watched half an episode just by watching this trailer, and yeah, I don't know what I missed out on, because apparently this is like a really beloved show, and this show has like a lot to it. Like there's a lot of inside jokes and a lot of.
I have no doubt.
So yeah, I'm gonna take a peek at it, and if the first episode hooks me, then it's like this is one of those ones that gets like put at the very top of the backlog. But right now I'm like, what is this? And then they just kept talking and talking, and I'm like, and talking, and I'm like, y'all suck, and talking, and I'm like, that's funny, and talking, and I'm like, all right, I'm on board. So yeah. This is I didn't went all the way. Like the third season of Kaguya-sama. The extended 10-minute long trailer is not added to the site as a standalone entry, but the staff had added it. The staff for it has been credited on it. What? It's just notes. There's nothing to do with what the show's about. And I'm like, I don't even know what the show's about, and I want to watch it. And I'm like, they didn't even tell me. All they did is like talk about the anime industry and how they're making a third season and how people, fans of a show, are happy that a third season's coming out. And I'm like, what is the show about?
So, you don't need to know that. You just need to know people are hyped. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, so I'm like, I guess I'm hyped. Y'all are, I don't know. So yeah, third season's out. People who are fans, y'all are happy, I guess.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
So yeah. The next show we're gonna be. Where do I rank this? For some reason, I feel like I have to give it a 4 because
you don't know anything about it.
Well, it's like not knowing anything about the show and like basically meeting the main characters for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for it to start. so so just in doing that in 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, you have something there.
Bloody they deliver.
Yeah. All right. The next show we're going to be talking about is Kako no Inasuke, or A Couple of Cuckoos. Now, in the trailer...
Why wasn't this on your list?
Huh?
Why wasn't this on your list?
What?
This isn't on your list.
Oh, I thought I know I wanted to mention one thing about it. I don't like the way that they pronounce cuckoo in the trailer. So,
all right, where's it at? Where are they pronouncing it?
Towards the end.
I'll listen. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, certain people say it in certain ways. I mean,
tomato.
Tomato. Means the same thing. Just because they pronounce it kaku, I mean, come on now. Alright, so this show is done by Shin EI Animations and Synergy SP.
Shin EI, that sounds familiar.
Shin EI has done Shin-Chan? The Hachinan te Sora wa nai desho was a good one. I would probably have given that a fantasy rank of middle of the road. See a few little things here and there that it's been throughout the years I've been interested with them from.
They did Trickster that y'all didn't like.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was 6 years ago. Maybe they've gotten rid of the people who did that one.
The apartment, the ghosts, yokai apartment.
Mm-hmm.
They did Katakai Jozu, which I'm probably never gonna watch that show. I really want to.
Kanakai Jozu?
Yeah. The one where the girl teases the boy.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they did a show that like you were really mad at. And I can't find it. So it may not be Shin-Ei Animation.
Either way, not a whole lot doing with the other studio either. Other than a few that I was interested in, and yeah. Anyways, let's go to synopsis. So, mixed up with another family's child as a baby, high school student Umino Nagi is finally meeting his biological parents. On the day of their meeting, he happens to encounter Amano Erika, a high school student as prestigious as and well. A high school student at a prestigious and wealthy girls' school. At her request, he's half forced into pretending to be her boyfriend, so she can avoid marrying person, I guess. Marrying her fiance. Oh, she has a fiance. Shit. All right. However, not only were they the babies who had been mixed up, they're also engaged to each other. Oh, that's awkward. The loving parents of both families officially recognize their engagement, and the couple begins living together. Nagi is in love with his classmate Segawa Hiro, and Erika is determined to rebel against her father. So the couple agree not to get involved with each other. The mixed up and chaotic romance comedy starts now. Yeah, it does sound chaotic as shit. That's about as chaotic as you could possibly freaking get. That's like Jerry Springer levels of chaotic right there.
So
they got mixed up in birth. So they went to each other's parents.
Yeah.
But both of them knew of each other.
Yeah.
Because before they even knew anything about it, they were already engaged to be married.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that it's like I know more about your parents than I do about you.
And then it's like, then he met somebody on the way to school. And
my guess is he already knew of her and they were friends. And maybe she was going to get to be more than just friends, but now that's not going to happen.
So I'm like, so there's 3 girls. So I'm like, okay, one he got switched with and is like betrothed to. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, he's actually in love with his classmate. Mm-hmm. And then like this other girl he just met today and was pretending to be her boyfriend.
I don't know, man.
So after that whole exchange, like, why is she still hanging around? Like
Jerry. That's about as best I got for you. Because I have no clue why any of that is even remotely.
Well,
yeah. No clue, my man. No clue.
Yeah, I don't know what the trailer gave me, so I'm like, I don't know why I skipped over it. I'm like, to me, it looks like a harem situation, and I'm like, usually harems have comedy. And I'm like, I could laugh, and I'll check them out. But for some reason, something about the trailer, I'm like, nah. But we shall see. Where do you think you're gonna rank it?
I say a 3 for now.
Okay.
So.
All right. Next time we're gonna be talking about you. Whoa, what did I just do? No, not that. This. Kawaii dake janai Shikimori-san. Or Shikimori's not just a cutie. Oh, I remember this show. So, I'm giving this a 4. Because
the female's instigating it?
Because the girl looks interesting. My notes say, this is interesting. So she's like an aggressive person when nobody else is around. That's interesting. I'm curious, like how aggressive she ends up being.
Considering she has him on the ground, almost pinned, I would say pretty aggressive.
And then I also want to know, like, how oblivious is everybody else? Because her facial expression just changes like normal. And I'm like, I can obviously see that there's something up, but it doesn't seem like everybody else does. I'm curious. The show's done by Doga Kobo, which I'm like, yay! They've done stuff like Senpai is Annoying, Selection Project, which started. Wow. Man, I've been missing them. I have not been finishing a lot of their shows lately.
Yep.
Dumbbell Girls.
They can keep that one.
Uchi no Maid, where it's like that Yakuza maid girl. They did that one with the Fox girl. What's the English name of this one? I'm not sure if you had watched this one. The Helpful Fox Senko-san.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah. Anima Yell. I don't think I got to that one. They did Himoto. New game. There we go. Back like 2017 and before, I was like all on their shows. Yeah. So, Lasting Memories. I remember that one. That one was good. And they did that lovely Muko song. Anyway. So yeah, this is a studio that I really like. I like most of the stuff from them. And for some reason, all the characters aren't bubbly looking. So I'm curious, like, how this is going to play out. Yeah, the story synopsis for this one is: the ultimate heartthrob girlfriend appears. Naturally unlucky high school student Izumi's girlfriend and his classmate Shikimori. She has a beautiful smile, kind personality, and always seems happy when she's with Izumi. She's a pretty cute and loving girlfriend, but when Izumi's in trouble, she transfers into a super cool heartthrob girlfriend. The fun lives of the cute and cool Shikimori, Izumi, and their good friends never end. When he's in trouble? What kind of trouble?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man. Getting some big Sundari vibes from that picture right there.
Yeah. Yeah, like just personality switches on a dime. I'm curious how that's gonna play into this show. Nice.
How far are we in?
I'd say one more would be at the halfway mark.
All right, let's do the one more then.
The next show we're going to talk about is Koi Wasakai Seifuku no Atode, or Love After World Domination.
Yeah. Where was your thought process on this one? There's a reason I skipped this one.
So I'm putting this one at a 3 because I have no idea like where it's gonna go. It caught my attention because where is it? I gotta scroll on my notes. This is a first in a while. Superheroes with interesting personalities. The two leads remind me of Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like if the Red Ranger fell in love with the Pink Ranger.
I have no interest in this whatsoever.
The show is done by Project 9, and they've done oh no! They did Exodus.
You have fun with that one. You, sir, have a shit ton of fun with that one.
They also did what was it? Didn't I say make my abilities average in the next life? And what else did I watch from them? Net game. You think there was other girls online and girls playing basketball and something that I will not mention. Oh my God.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems wacky. I'm curious if it's gonna actually be funny or if that's just gonna be like too funny. Synopsis for this one is there are two sides to every coin: light versus dark, good versus evil, love versus hate. Sometimes the line between the two grows thin, and it's so easy to cross. So it's no surprise that Fudo Akawa, aka Red Gelato, of the Gelato Five, and hero to all people, just may have happened to fall for the villainess and member of the shadow organization, Gekko. Desumi Magahara. But when opposites like these attract, there's more than a few obstacles of their love to their love. What is this? What a pair like? Wait, what's a pair like this to do? Oh, she's a villain. That makes it more interesting.
I don't know. That just seems weird to me, man. Yeah, it just seems the whole premise of that's just weird. Not saying something watching some of the shit we watch. That is saying something.
So, yeah, I wonder if the guy is gonna like betray people because I see more of him. In my opinion, I see him like go to the dark side, but I see her like, I'm gonna change my ways. But we shall see.
Good luck is all I can say about that one. Is good freaking luck.
All right, so we are halfway through, and we're gonna take a break.
Woohoo!
All right, catch y'all in a bit. we're back.
You get loud on that.
Oh. Alright. The next show we're going to talk about is Kano Healer Mendo Sai.
Okay. So this one,
Another healer show.
yeah, not with singing though, not with singing. So let's see. So this is done by Jumundo. I don't think I recognize that one.
I don't either.
Jumundo. Oh, that's why.
Oh! They did Achikochi, which I love. They did Yuri, which I really loved. And they did Emoto, which I love this studio.
So all the ones you didn't mention, well, almost all the ones you didn't mention, are all the ones that I've seen and actually like from them. See the Money of Soul and Hishizora are all ones I've seen from them. I thought were really good. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder who's gonna like the show more.
Yeah, that would be interesting. If I watch this and I'm like, I don't like it all that much, I'm be like, Tag, you're it. This is probably more on your side than mine. Then your side of the battlefield, not mine. Let me get back to it. Kono Healer. The story of the series follows Alvin, a knight with saint-like patience for annoying people, and Carla, a dark elf healer with a sharp tongue and a rotten personality who always speaks without thinking first. Together they form a party and go on fantastical adventures.
Okay.
Seemed interesting. And it's a fantasy, so much like the same way as yours in regards to, cute girls doing cute things. I'm like, yeah, it's fantasy. I'll watch it. I'll see what's up and see if it's any good.
Where do you think it's gonna rank?
I'm gonna give it a middle of the road on this one. A 3.
Okay.
I'll give it a 3. I don't think it's gonna be anything amazing on it. I'm hoping it's not gonna be outright bad. Tags for this one are elf, surreal comedy, seinen, female protagonist, and male protagonist. So I guess that's at least something.
Okay.
Genres: adventure, comedy, fantasy, and slice of life. So this is going to be kind of like one of those, I think, more laid back. Like, we're not going for like any. We take missions as they come and as we need them in order to gain money or whatever for expenses or whatnot. But we're not like going out of our way to go defeat the evil Demon King situation.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention. It doesn't look like it's gonna be like this main objective.
No, I don't think there's going to be a big main objective. I think it's just going to be the day-to-day life of adventurers and some interesting personalities. I think the personalities themselves are what's going to make or break this one, honestly.
Yeah, I'm curious when it says he has ability to and patience for annoying people. I'm like, does he run across the Konosuba cast?
And see, I think the interesting part of that is that so Carla, the dark elf healer, which we see the picture of her there, is a sharp tongue and rotten personality. I would not look at that and go rotten personality.
Yeah.
So I'm a little curious. Like, this seems like one of those dynamics where like she's gonna say something or instigate something, and everyone else is gonna think it comes from the other person who's the more annoying people out of the group, but really in reality it's coming from the dark elf.
Yeah. Yeah, she might be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh, who, me?
Yeah. No, I didn't say that. So.
So yeah, that looks interesting. I might check that one out too. Right.
Oh, I know why you picked this next one. Go for it.
The next show we're gonna be talking about.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. When I was going through them real quick before we started, I was looking at your list, and I went over to here, and immediately when I saw the picture, I'm like, "Yep, I know why you picked that one. I know exactly why you picked that one."
Yeah. So the next show is Kureichi Tsubaki no Mune no Uchi, or In the Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki. This I'm giving this one a 5. Like it looks. I mean a 4. I'm sorry. No.
I was like, wow, we starting off strong on this one.
Saw the picture, just broke my rule. No. Yeah. Oh, as soon as I saw the picture again, I was like, oh yeah, that one. Cute ninjas do cute ninja things. Yeah, this looks right up my alley as far as the genres that I like. The studio who did this is Cloverworks, and they have done Tokyo 24U, which that's this season. Yeah, that's one that I wanted to watch. Yeah. Let's see. Last year they did Horimia, which I liked. The first episode. They did.
They've done. I know they've done some things in the past. Oh, the Neverland.
Yep. They did Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny Girl! Yep. Mm-hmm. They did Darling in the Franxx.
One of your favorites.
Yeah. So they've did a lot of good stuff. So
yeah. I heard season 2 of Neverland wasn't that great.
Yeah, I started it and then I'm just like, eh. For some reason, I'm like, why season 2? Like, it was over. Like, there was an ending, and then we move on, right? And they're like, no, we got some more to tell you. And I'm like, I survived. So I win, and I don't want a rematch. Sorry. But yeah, for this show, the story centers around the titular, Jesus, Tsubaki Kunoichi, the best student in her school. She lives in a village of women with the rule that they cannot have contact with men. However, she has a curiosity about men that she can't reveal. Oh, where is it?
And that was the reason why I did not put that one on my list.
Just stay adorable. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. These character designs are adorable, so I'm curious. Like, cute little ninja. God, your little mission. But yeah, this also reminds me of there was another Kunoichi show. It started with an H. I feel like
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I think I know. I've seen clips of it.
Like I think the name was like Flower or something like that. I think I have it. It might be covered up by that green screen, but yeah. Or Firework? I can't remember. But yeah, it reminds me of that genre. There's a lot of Kunoichi main characters that I've liked, like silly ones like 2x2 Shinobiden and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we shall see. All right. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Mahotsukai Reiniki, or The Dawn of the Witch.
Yes, this one I have. Well, I had higher hopes too until I realized it's a sequel to something.
Oh.
I don't think I caught that.
Okay.
What is it the sequel to? Did I watch the sequel to?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you did. Zero Kara Hajimeru Maho Show, or Grimoire of Zero. Oh, I watched the first episode of this one too. When they're like a wolf guy. Yeah.
I might have missed that one. Well, okay, I'll at least go by whatever I first saw when I did this, which was just the initial synopsis when I was going through all of them. This show is done by Tenzuka Productions, which has done.
Karaja, yay!
Isekai Mao. Yeah, all right. Well, that's not the greatest one to put forward in front of them, but Dododo, which was really good. Dagashi Kashi, which was also really good.
Crazy Eyes.
For different reasons.
Kids
Not a whole lot of other ones that going way far back. Wow, they've been around for a while.
Yeah, Kids on a Slope animation was top notch.
But I mean, they've dipped their toes into fantasy before. So.
Hey, that dude, what's his name? Astro Boy.
I don't necessarily think they're new to this as far as that goes. So yeah. And going to the
Jesus,
synopsis.
they've been around a long time. Jesus
synopsis for this is I can't remember who am I? What am I? Seville is a student at a magic academy who has no memories of anything from before he joined the school. Not understanding why he's there, the time he spends at the academy feels hollow and empty. And since he doesn't know how to work hard, he doesn't know how to work hard, his grades are always the lowest in his year. Then one day the school headmaster, Albus, really, you had to name your school headmaster Albus, orders Seville to participate in a dangerous special training. I want you to spread the use of magic in an area where they hold witch hunts. It has only been a few years since the war between the church and the witches came to an end. The world has not yet fully accepted witches and their magic. This is the dawn of the age of the witch. This is the story of how a young man, a boy who was no one special, and his companions, who all hold wounds in their hearts, set out and end up finding themselves. That sounded interesting. I'm always in the mood for a good adventure. I guess what I should say, a personal seeking adventure. Like it's not so much like an adventure as far as like, oh, we got to go kill the demon king. It's more like an adventure to go find yourself.
Yes.
Like those I think are really good because there's no real goal in mind as far as it goes. Like you can't go, oh, I need to go here, 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 and here in order to get all the information I need or get all the equipment I need and then go kill off whoever I need to go kill off. It's more like I'm just going to go in a random direction and see where it takes me.
Yep.
And that's kind of the way I get from this.
Like Kino's Journey.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly like Kino's Journey. So that's where my feelings about this is going into. I'm probably gonna have to refresh myself, if not rewatch the first one that they were talking about, just because I don't recall. But see, unlike I'm actually gonna do it.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, but how many episodes am I looking at? How many episodes here? 12.
Yeah.
12 episodes. I could finish that well before this starts. It's not going to air until April 8th. I'm good. I got a whole month in order to finish 12 episodes. And right now, already most of the animes that we've been watching from this season are already starting to wind down.
Yeah.
So with the ones that from this season already winding down, I think I'm gonna be looking for things in order to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Good. From the hazy memory that you do have, where do you think it's gonna rank?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice and put a chance out there. I'm gonna say this is gonna end up being a 5.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be a 5.
All right.
I think it has a good backbone inside of it in order to get there. I mean, I could be biting off more than I can chew in regards to that and giving them way more credit than what they deserve. But I'm gonna say that considering this is now a sequel to another series, to the same series, and the storyline itself sounds really, really good. I think that they have the potential to reach a 5 fairly quickly.
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense for a sequel to not like. We don't know for sure if it's like continuing the exact same story, but for the synopsis for the second season to be like intriguing enough to where you're like, oh, I would like this story as its own little thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I can see.
Not only that, but as I've said before, the one that I kind of was like, the one thing about the one series they've done before, which was Maho, or what was it again? Isekai Mao to Shokan. The one thing I always said about that story, or about that series, was when it got rid of the ecchi part of it, it was good. It was really good. It had him being like uber powerful. It had him doing like these crazy ass moves. It had like his team like doing crazy stuff and great magics and all this other stuff happening. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Then, if that's what they can do in this one, and I am not seeing in any of their tags or the genre anything saying ecchi. Mm-hmm. We have things like Kimonomomi, the ones that animal ears. Yeah, we have witch, we have magic, we have tsundere, we have war, swordplay, nekomimi, animals, revenge, and then the genres are action, drama, and fantasy. Let me just say, if you want to have something that I feel like really showcases and does well as far as fantasy goes, and you're not going the way, okay, if you have ecchi in there, I guarantee you're going to have comedy. It's going to be a comedy, ecchi fantasy. If you're wanting to lean more heavily on the fantasy aspects of it, fantasy, action, drama are the 3 genres I should see up there. Because that's going to be more on that fantasy side. We're going to see some things. I mean, even just looking at that trailer for the little bit that I was, I mean, at some point, somebody's hand's taken off. Like, I just saw a bloody stub of where someone's hand was. Okay. That's crazy. If you start getting to a point of dismemberment of party members, even something as simple as like a hand being taken off, even if you have magic to be able to put it back on and have it work properly, that's still a pretty extreme situation, whatever it is.
Okay.
So, like I said, I may be going a little far in regards to that and saying a 5, but I feel like with what they have set up so far and the fact that this is a sequel to an already series that had been already going, that means it did well enough and it was popular enough for them to be able to make another one of these.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then yeah, I could totally see this being a 5.
Good. All right. So the next show, you were correct, as in why is it not on my list? And I don't know why it's not on my list. Probably trailer wise, but Monica Magica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's nothing special about why I'm bringing this up other than like they made another one, guys.
How many is that at this point? Like, seriously, how many have they done at this point?
So I think this is the 3rd season.
It is.
And they've done 3 movies in between somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was the 1st season, 3 movies, the 2nd season, and the 3rd season. I saw the 1st season. It was sad and scary, and yeah, anytime a new one comes up, I have to like mention it. They didn't have a trailer, which is why it wasn't on my initial list. But when I was scrolling down, I was like, wait a minute. So yeah.
Oh, and they have another movie that's going to come out after this too.
Yeah. So I have somebody who's also interested in this series, but they don't want to watch it because it's too scary. And I want to.
Well,
I want to watch it with them, but
I can say it's gonna live up to that from the studio that's doing it.
Yeah. Shaft, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, It looks like they've done the other Monica Magica's ones as well, but considering I'm not as experienced in that, but one thing I am experienced with them in is the Gatari series.
Yeah.
And the Gatari series is fricked up.
Yeah.
Like highly fricked up.
So yeah.
Oh, they did Arakawa Under the Bridge too.
Yeah. I think that was one of the first shows that Shaft did.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they've been around since long before then.
Okay.
But that was probably one of the ones that was more. It went away from their norm, I guess we'd say, because for the most part, their norm up until that point had been, I guess, more like along the lines of what you would go for, which is cute girls doing cute things. Oh God, they've been around forever. 1980.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've been around.
Okay, I have to like formulate my thoughts.
Time.
I have to formulate my thoughts on this because I think maybe Arakawa Under the Bridge is one of the like when I tied the series to that name to the stuff that they make.
I mean, I've as far back as I can remember from them, anything I've actually watched from them, I believe the very first things I've ever watched from them were. It's gone too far back. Probably back in 2006, which is Maho Sensei Nagima.
Yeah.
That's probably the very first anime I've watched from Shaft. That was back in 2006.
Oh no!
Since then, I've watched Kino's Journey, Sayonara Zetsugu Sensei. Watch that one.
That was the first one before Arakara Under the Bridge, and I think those two is where I tied Shaft to the name.
And then the big one for me then is all the Gatari series that I've seen from them. Oh, and Dance in the Vampire Bun.
Yes, that's another one that we had talked about on the show. That was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think the earliest show that I know of them from is Maho Romantic. It's not a show that I've like watched a lot because I can't find it anywhere unless they have re-released it in the last couple of years. They did. I still know Joe, really.
How many Gatari freaking parts are there at this point? Jesus Christ.
Gunbuster is another title that I love from them. Tsukuyomi Moonphase is the show that I keep wanting to watch this show. He Is My Master is one show that I actually finished, and it is hilarious and it is weird.
You realize this is one of the most annoying things in the world is that all of these that say like Owari Monogatari and then also things like Kyo Mimi Onogatari are all part of the same series.
Yeah.
But the only way you can know that is if you know that they all end in Gatari.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Though putting it in alphabetical order.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that's all of 2016. 4, 5. That's 2017. Nothing there. Oh, 6. Let's go back down to 2016. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow,
11. 11. Any more? 12. Any more? I think that might have been it. 12 series for Gatari.
Yeah.
That has got to be up there in the amount of episodes for this whole franchise. I swear to God.
And you know what? Now that I'm like looking at the years and everything, Dancing the Vampire Bund was like almost 5 years before the show started. So,
really?
Dancing the Vampire Bund, Arakawa Under the Bridge, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, all of those shows were shows that I discovered at anime conventions. And I talked about those shows with one of my old friends from like college.
Gotcha.
That's how I'm so familiar about those. And for like us to be like, oh yeah, Days of the Vampire Bund, to be fans of like a bunch of these different shows, it's like, it's funny because it's like we never really connected about these shows. We connected with the shows, and then we both had that in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the show started like at the very end of 2014, and probably the first show that we actually talked about on there was Nisekoi. Yeah. Yeah, the end of 2015, we talked about the end of Nisekoi, and that's when we talked about Shaft shows. But yeah, Shaft's coming out with another iteration of Madoka Magica, and yeah, that's a show that I'm very much a fan of. I'll probably just take a peek and see what's going on, and then one day I'll come back to it when we do a backlog episode. But yeah, it's a show that needed to be mentioned and a studio that needed to be brought up. All right. The next show, I lost my place. I had first time. Patty P. Comey. Your boy Comey. What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What? Is that the Party People Comey? Okay.
I don't even want to even touch this one. Not with even a 10-foot pole.
Okay. I'm shocked because Ray puts together all the text. So a lot of times when I pull up the name of the show, it's the first time for me actually seeing it. Because even though I put all this stuff all the graphics together, I don't read it. I was just like, okay, text is there. I'm like, text is there. That's the name of the show, and then like go through. But like English translations and stuff like that, I don't see. Why is this on my list?
Why is it on your list? That's a very good question.
So what else say? Let's party time. The longer the trailer played, the less interested I was. ... I don't know.
Why?
I'm giving this. Well, you can tear pieces off of OBS. That was an accident.
Give this a 1.
I'm gonna give this a 2. It started out as like a 3.5, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then it just got weirder and weirder and weirder, and I'm like, what is this show gonna be? Something about the guy with like the tiny little mustache and long skinny beard, like he showed up too much. And I'm like, is he the main character? Because I don't feel like he is. But he's always around. And I'm like,
I so want you to read the synopsis for this. Because I know you haven't, and it's going to become a little more apparent. Become a little more apparent once you do.
So yeah. Let's see what this is about. The studio is PA Works. Come on. All right. PA Works is one of the most gorgeous. The studio that has the most gorgeous animation out there. They're the ones who did Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Gorgeous shows that they've done include A Lull in the Sea, Tari Tari. What are some other ones?
This is so far the only one they're doing in 2022.
Another. Angel Beats. Like, PA Works has like a lot of hit shows that I absolutely.
Okay, so PA Works does amazing looking shows, but as of late,
they've done
the amount of shows that they have that are not absolute, you just scratch your head at it and go, why was this made into an anime? Why was this even a freaking manga to begin with? I believe has just been absurd. But go ahead. Let's hear that synopsis.
I'm like, what else can I read that's not the synopsis?
No. You put that on your list, you're gonna read it.
So, yeah. So PA Works, they've done a lot of shows that I love, a lot of stuff that's been gorgeous. But recently, I'm like, every now and then they like miss, and I'm scared to find out what this is about. But the synopsis is: the Tokyo party scene is near ready for the Star General of the Three Kingdoms era. But he sure is ready for it. Get down, shake your, take it, prepare to laugh out loud with this historical fantasy time skip comedy. Your boy Kung Ming. I really hope it's funny.
They brought people from the past to the future in order to party? That's about what I get.
I hope it's really funny.
That's about what I get, man. That's about what I get.
I hope it's really funny.
Oh, and I see rap battles too. I see rap battles taking place.
I hope it's really funny.
I think it's just gonna be sad. The ending part of it just goes, "Let's party time." How is
That's
it
what
good?
I said.
How is it good?
I hope it's funny.
I'm afraid you are gonna be sadly disappointed. The only way I could see that to be unacceptable is if it's so bad it becomes good.
So,
if it goes so far off the deep end of bad, it ends up turning itself around and doing a 180 and becomes so good because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those do that in a while, so if it can manage that, I give it kudos for doing it, but those are usually the ones you get that are usually like cult classics.
Yeah.
They have a small fan base because
no
one else wants to watch them.
They flop right at the beginning, and then you hear about it years later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
In the underground situation.
Yeah.
Because no one else wants to talk about it.
We shall see. All right. The next show we're going to be talking about is RPG Fundo-san.
Oh, this is totally you. And it may be weird for some people because I'm the fantasy person. So I usually go in for that. This is one of those situations where in the beginning I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then I got towards the end. I'm like, nope. Nope. You had me in the beginning and then you lost me at the end.
So I'm putting this.
Why did you put it on your list?
I'm putting this at a 4 because I have
really?
it on my. I have it on. I don't know. I don't remember. I have it on my list because cute girls doing RPG stuff. So
I can't wait.
So this is done by TacoYaki. Yep. We talked about them earlier. It's an extra project, bunch of cutesy shows. Dumbbell Girl.
You know what?
She made some.
Knowing that they've done Dumbbell Girls, this makes a lot of sense for this one.
Emoto. The synopsis is: the story begins 15 years after the Demon King was defeated and the world had become peaceful. Kotone, who graduated from school, became a magician. Inquired the kingdom affiliated RPG real estate in order. What? All right.
Go ahead, start from the beginning.
Where's the beginning of a sentence? There we go. Kotone, who graduated from school and became a magician, inquired the kingdom affiliated RPG real estate in order to find a new home. All right. In reality, RPG estate was Kotone's place of employment, and together with Fa, a demi-human, the priest Rufudia, and the soldier Raika, Rakita, they help support searches of new homes for the customers with various circumstances. Okay.
It's a real estate anime.
Yeah.
You know, are we starting to like lose ideas at this point? Is this what we're coming up with? Are they just sitting around now at the freaking board meetings and everything being like, hey, what have we done? What can we do? We need something new. We need something fantastical. We need something that'll gather people's attention and make them look. I mean, we had giant titans eating people. What can we do that's going to top that? And someone in the back raises their hand and goes, we haven't done real estate. Can we do that?
Like,
let's do it.
Like real estate, it's a little bland. What can we add to it? And they're like, cute girls. I'm like, okay, yes, we always add that.
Put it in a fantasy setting.
Yeah, and they're like, fantasy RPGs, video game, real estate with cute little girls, and it's like, sold.
Yeah, this one just gave me all sorts of just like, why? Like I said, in the beginning of your description, when you were talking about it, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down, sure. I'm like thinking to myself in my head, I'm like, okay, Demon King's been killed. So obviously she's gonna there's either some other threats coming or like, you know, now they have to like repair the damage, the war's over. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And they're like, we're gonna help with the real estate. And I'm like, no. I don't, not even close. Not even
I'm giving this show a 3.
2. Being generous. Just because it's fantasy. 2.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's gonna play out because wait, there's been another real estate anime, Dragon something.
Yeah, and I refuse to watch that one.
Oh, I thought you watched that one.
No, I adamantly refuse to watch that one.
Well, I'll take one for the team. See what real estate anime is about. All right, the next show we're gonna be talking about is long title. Shachiku-san wa Yojo Yure ni Iyaseratai, or same name.
This is done by Project Number 9.
We just talked about it.
We did, in a different respect, yes.
Wait, this picture is completely different.
It is. You are right about that. Let me read the synopsis and I'll give my thoughts on what I think it's going to get. So the synopsis for this is: a little ghost girl gets worried when Miss Fushihara, a corporate slave, is working till midnight and tries to make her go home. While saying "leave now," the ghost girl helps and brings her refreshments, healing Miss Fushihara's heart with her preciousness. Be healed by the heartwarming daily life of the cute little ghost and the corporate slave, Miss Fushihara. Mm-hmm. I thought that just sounded adorable. I can't help it. To me, this almost sounds like a more adorable version of the Fox Girl one.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
And it's funny too, because you get like a ghost and you're thinking, so getting yelled at, saying "get out" or "go away" or "go home" or whatever, and it's not because they're angry. It's just because they're like, "You've been working too hard. You need to go home. Go home." I'm like, that's freaking adorable. That's expectation subversion right there. Yeah. I appreciate that. And I'm hoping their relationship involves with this, because I think that would just be absolutely adorable and whatnot. So I'm for it. I'm not expecting great things from it. I'd probably give it a 3, just an average. Okay. If they go more into, let's say, the backstory of these ghosts and why they are ghosts and whatnot, I might give them a little bit higher. But if it's just a matter of just like seeing someone getting taken care of by these ghost girls or whatever, I'd be like, eh. It's a nice peaceful, sort of situation. But I'll give it a 3 for now. It has potential for a 4. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Which is why, even though it's slice of life, I will still give it a watch, just because it's got that potential I see there. We're just not quite there.
Good.
So, kind of surprised that one wasn't on your list, though, to be honest.
When I saw the new picture, I was like, why don't I have cute ghosts doing cute ghost things on here?
You're gonna check it out now?
Oh, so if I don't have anything to say about the show, then I'll leave it off the list. But I do watch the first episode of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll be checking it out. Oh,
Hmm?
Do you know the new news?
Mm-mm.
Funimation and Crunchyroll are back together.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard about that.
We should have said that at the top of the episode.
Sorry about
Happy
that.
days are here again.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I ain't counting my
So,
chickens before they're hatched.
yes. So,
But
yeah. I was supposed to watch the Ghost show, and I just can't sit at my computer and watch anime. I just can't.
mm-hmm.
So once it's on Crunchyroll and I don't have subtitle issues, then I'll and I'm like, it's been so long now, we might as well put it as like a backlog episode. But yeah, so happy news. We'll see how it actually plays out because they're still both under Sony.
Because watch, you're like, oh, Crunchyroll's gonna get it, but then Crunchyroll's gonna be the same, going to go into the same setup as Funimation and totally fuck everything up.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do. You can see that happening.
They're like, hey, we're gonna merge the two things again. They're like, okay, what infrastructure are we gonna use? Are we gonna use the Funimation one that has the store, or are we gonna use Crunchyroll? They're like, Crunchyroll has a store too. They're like, we're gonna use Funimation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
the one everybody hates.
Yeah. So hopefully, I believe everything's moving over to Crunchyroll, but hopefully that's the way everything plays out. But yeah, I will be very happy. It's like that's been like a running trend for like the last few episodes, where it's like, well, I was trying to watch it on this, but the subtitles didn't work. So, yeah, it's like the subtitles in Spanish and French showed up, but not English. But yeah, it's just all right. Where were we? Okay, the next show we're gonna be talking about is all these long titles. Shijo Saikyo no Daimao Murabito ni Tensei Suru, or the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody.
Okay, so this one was on me, obviously. This is done by Silverlink and Blade, one of which I'm happy for. One of which I'm happy for. The other one I question.
Silverlink is Pink Studio. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The very first picture is all pink. They've done Jahi. Oh, I love that show. That show's funny.
They have
never give up.
they have some good fantasy. I've seen some good fantasy come from them. The Sekai Sikyo, from the Assassin one, was a good one. Black Company was another good one. Jai Sama, yeah, was another good one. And even though I haven't gotten to it, the Itai no Wa you said was a good one as well.
Yeah, I'll say, what's the English name? Yeah. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my decision.
Yep.
You need to watch that
one. Mao Gakuin, that was also another good one. Like, there's a lot of good fantasy ones that they have on here, so I'm excited to see something else from them in regards to that. The
other
one, I'm not as certain. They're kind of... Yeah, I'm not as certain as the other one. But I'm not going to let that deter me. I'm going to go full force into it and see what happens.
Brave witches.
And for that, we go to the synopsis. As the most powerful entity of all time, the demon lord Varftos thinks life is a big fat snore. When he takes matters into his own hands and decides to reincarnate, he calibrates his magical strength to be perfectly average. But there is no way he could have predicted that everyone in the modern world would be weak as hell, which means he's totally overpowered once again. Reborn under the name Ard, he has ladies fawning over him, the royal family begging him to become the next king, and an ex-minion insisting on killing him. But Ard has one-track mind, and he won't stop at anything to achieve his ultimate goal.
Did the demons trick everybody into being weaker again?
I don't know. But we're on the side of the demons at this point. So it just seems like... So what it seems like is he got put into our world.
Okay. Like a reverse
yeah, kind of a reverse isekai situation where he dies and reincarnates in our world, kind of more or less. And people in our world, we don't have power. So even if he made his average from what he would think would need to be that sort of like situation, like it's not average because now no one has power essentially.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's interesting. And the fact that we're following basically the demon lord himself as the main character.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you've. I enjoy seeing things from the bad guy's perspective because that's a perspective we don't get very often.
Yeah.
So that being the case, I'm quite curious as far as what this is going to be, what's going to do. I see a great deal of potential. I really enjoy the studio, the Silverlink. I'm going to say this one. I'm going to say is a 4 for me.
All right.
I'm curious to see which direction they're going to go into. It's like a 4 pending a 5, depending upon which direction it goes to. But I don't want to get my hopes too high up there. But considering this one wasn't a sequel to anything, this is a brand new title and all that. I'm just gonna cautiously say 4, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. Yeah. It sounds interesting. I'll take my usual peek. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Showcase Shoujo no Virgin Road, or the same title.
This one, me?
The Executor and Her Way of Life.
Oh, this one's you. Yeah. This one is you, my friend.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
So why did you have this one?
Huh?
So why did you have this one?
Yes. I'm gonna put this one at a 4.
Ooh. Exciting.
So this is on my list because I'm gonna say very intrigued. Begins with murder, then revival, then magic, then a journey. This is one of those shows that has like this weird, dark, like uncomfortable feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are very few shows that do that, especially recently. The shows that tend to do that like come out around Halloween, and they're really hit or miss. Like there's like shows that we bring up all the time that like as soon as you think of the name, you're like, oh yeah, like Higurashi. You're like, yeah, dark, violent, like very disturbing. And there's not that many of them. So whenever I come across a show that gives me that feeling just from like the trailer, I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I might be mixing these shows up. But this one is what this is a journey. It's it does begin with that, and like I do have that like I don't know. Yeah, I got the shows confused. This show, I'm gonna keep it at a 4 because I'm intrigued, but I think I was thinking of a different show.
Okay.
All right, this show's done by JC Staff, which is, oh my god, Index. This is another one where we need like a more updated title to initially say. Dungeon.
Yep.
I feel like that'd be a good show to point at.
Dungeon's a good one.
I keep hearing that Aria is like one of the greatest anime, and I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, not me either. The Kingdom one. That's the one I'm watching.
Okay.
The Genjutsu Shoji. That one's also a really good one.
Okay. I keep just running into Index and Railgun.
Yep. After that, we go into the Food Wars, Index, and more Dungeon.
Konosuba.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. The synopsis for this one is: the lost ones are wanderers who come here from a distant world known as Japan. Really, no one knows how or why they leave their homes. The only thing that is certain is that they bring disaster and calamity. The duty of exterminating them without remorse falls to Minnow, a young executor. When she meets Akari, it just seems like another job until she discovers it's impossible to kill this girl. And when Minnow begins to search for a way to defeat this immortality, Akari is more than happy to tag along. So begins a journey that will change Minnow forever. So, yeah, it seems like this is going to be an interesting journey.
I think ideally I'd probably give this one a 3. Just because it's so far out there and the description of it is so vague. I'm not sure if it's going to be anything special to me.
Okay.
But after having watched the trailer, I'm a little more interested in it than I was originally. But again, since you usually watch the trailers before reading the synopsis,
yeah,
I usually try to just read the synopsis and then watch the trailers as we kind of go along to see if what else is going on here. So
yeah. So this is the one where there was a murder and she comes back to life, and I didn't understand why. So it's like she's immortal, and then it looks like she's gonna still try to kill her.
It seems like she's immortal and doesn't want to be.
Oh, okay.
It seems like she's agreeing to go along with it because she knows that she's trying to kill her and actually probably wants to die.
Okay. Yeah.
Is seeing if there's a way for that to happen.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm revoting to 3 because I thought it was a different show. But I'm curious to see what this journey is going to be like. It looks like there's a bunch of assassins according to the picture, and I'm curious. What, like, are they a team? I'm like,
I don't think. Well, they're a team only by happenstance. I think they're only there because she needs to kill her, and she kind of wants to die, but there's no clear reason or way of doing that at the moment.
Yeah.
So she's only following her because she's trying to do exactly what it is that she wants to have done.
Yeah, and I'm thinking a team is more as like how many assassins there are, because it's like.
I'm not saying. Well, I mean, it may be an organization, but to me, I think it's just more of like bounty hunter situation, probably.
Okay.
Somebody put the word out that they're willing to spend money to kill this person. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting if there are like other people trying to kill her also, since basically the contract hasn't been fulfilled, and then they end up basically being on the run, or somehow, I don't know.
I have this feeling that they're not on the run from anybody. They're not going to run from anybody.
Okay.
They have a goal. They're trying for that goal, and basically anyone who tries to come and kill her is going to be more of a nuisance, because if the other woman can't kill her, what are the other ones going to do? Inconvenience her, essentially.
Yeah.
So honestly, she could be bait, and the other assassin can come and be like, "I'm going to kill her," and basically guts her, stabs her, shit, I don't know, whatever. And the other assassin just goes, "Can you stop that?" and just kills him. I mean, what are they running from? There's no reason for them to run. There's no issue. There's no danger.
Yeah.
If they can manage to do it, the other girl would probably look at her and go, "Thank you. I was trying for that. Didn't work the last time I did it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, eventually, towards the end of the story, they may be along this journey for so long that they maybe get like emotional with each other or something like that. Maybe the assassin actually feels for her or something like that. But considering she seems to be on board with traveling with this assassin or killer or whatever,
Mhm.
and knowing that she's trying to go and essentially find a way to kill her or why she's immortal or whatever, I seriously doubt that at the end of it they're gonna have a change of heart and be like, "Oh, you can be immortal. It's fine. We're cool with that. Can I be immortal too?" I mean, she doesn't want to be. She's wanting to die.
That would really suck if all of a sudden you change his heart and be like, you know what, I don't want to kill you anymore, and then somebody else does it.
But how would they do it? There's no way to do it, as far as they know. She literally stabs her through the neck. Blood spewing everywhere, and all of a sudden the blood just sucks back in and the wound closes. You could probably cut her head off and she'd be like not like breathing for like a second, and then all of a sudden the blood would come right back into her body and the head would just float over and go back up, go back on or something like that. You could probably burn her to a crisp and her whole body would then regenerate her skin much like the same way Wolverine does, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone has been willing to die and actually follow somebody because they're wanting to kill them, if they're willing to die, you don't think they've probably tried every potential possibility for them to be able to do such a thing? It's like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
How many different ways did he decide he was going to try to kill himself before eventually he's just like, well, I can't do it.
It's weird because it's like with a show like this where they show like the body like coming back, and then you compare it to something like Groundhog Day where he just wakes up. It's like, what happens in that situation? It's like, let's say he like sets himself on fire and jumps off a building. It's like, does he just lay there and then like his body like reforms and then he walks and lays back in the bed until like 12 and then he just comes back alive?
No, I imagine the whole world reset every single time.
Ah, okay.
It's basically for him, it was like a safe state.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's more like that. Okay.
For her, it's more like she lights herself on fire, throws herself off a building, lands, gets like essentially completely smushy, and with burn chunks all over the place, and then it's like the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Everything just sucks itself right back in. She reforms all of her bones and all of her structure, and then all of a sudden she takes a breath, and there she is. She's just as fine as when she was first, before she even lit herself on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. The Groundhog Day is more of like he got instanced to his own little server, and then when everything fixes, then he gets put back in with the public server. Okay.
Yep.
All
Still
right.
a very similar premise, but not quite the same the same method.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. The show seems to have some darkness, and I'm curious what the other characters are going to be doing. So we shall see.
Stabby, 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 stabby. Are you dead yet? Nope. Stabby, 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 stabby. I mean, how annoying is it for an assassin to go and get told, "Hey, I want you to kill this girl, okay? Got it. We're on my way." And all of a sudden be like, I've tried killing this girl over 2,000 times and she won't die. You want to tell me what you want me to do?
I'm gonna need more money.
I'm renting a room next to hers, and every day we walk in the room and we try another method. We see what works.
Yeah. I'm wondering, like, there's been other shows where, like, there has been a seemingly immortal character, but it's because there's something in their body that, like, moves around or is in a different spot. I don't know. I'm curious, like, what the method of immortality is for the show.
The only way we're going to learn that is just by watching it, so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The next show we're going to be talking about is Spy Family.
Well, we both did this one, but since you did the last one, I'll do this one. Yes, Spy Family. This is done by Cloverworks and Wit Studio, both of which are two big name studios, which I'm kind of surprised that two big name studios like this collaborated like this.
Yeah.
We've already talked about Cloverworks from the Konichi one. Wit Studio, they have done, let's see,
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yep, they were partners on that one, I believe. Or no, I think, didn't they start it and then the other studio took over afterwards?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I don't think they finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Attack on Titan. They also did the Mahotsukai no Yoma, which is the something bride. I can't remember. I finished that one. Hell, even Rachel finished that one. I don't think you finished that one.
Oh, yeah, Mahotsukai no Yoma. What's that? The Ancient Magus' Bride.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep, Ancient Magus' Bride. But that is.
Like, what have they done that's not like the mainline stuff?
Oh, and there's going to be a part 2 for this show too, by the way, from Wit Studio.
Yeah. Penguin High.
Cloverworks is going to be doing part 2 as well. That's good. At least it's being kept in the same family. So the storyline behind this.
Titans on Trains. What was the name of that show? Convery of the Iron Fortress.
Yeah, now you're getting too far back on mine for me to think on. So the synopsis for this one is: everyone has a part of themselves they cannot show to anyone else. At a time when all nations of the world were involved in a fierce war of information happening behind closed doors, Ostania and Westeros had been in a state of cold war against one another for decades. The Westeros Intelligence Service's Eastern Focus Division, or WISE, sends their most talented spy, Twilight, on a top-secret mission to investigate the movements of Donovan Desmond, the chairman of Ostania's National Unity Party, who is threatening peace efforts between the two nations. How can you threaten peace efforts? This mission is known as Operation Strix. It consists of putting together a family in 1 week in order to infiltrate social gatherings organized by the elite school that Desmond's son attends. Twilight takes on the identity of a psychiatrist, Lloyd Forger, and starts looking for family members. But Anya, the daughter he adopts, turns out to have the ability to read people's minds, while his wife, Yor, is an assassin. With it being in each of their own interests. Oops. Okay, say it. With it being in each of their own interests to keep these facts hidden, they start living together while concealing their true identities from one another. World peace is now in the hands of the brand new family as they embark on an adventure full of surprises. That just sounds freaking interesting as hell.
Yeah.
not too keen on the fact that this is because of Cold War between two countries, and that's hitting a little too close to home at the moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the premise behind it, with the fact that it's a spy family trying to, I guess, broker world peace between two nations, which would then, obviously help other nations as well. I think that's interesting. And it's been a while since I've seen a good espionage type anime.
Yeah, this show normally would like pique my interest because it was like in the past I would like I like this show because it's one of those realistic style anime where the character designs are more like real to life and stuff like that. And then you look at the daughter and she's like the one character that like sticks out like a sore thumb. And I'm like, they're mixing it up. So they're adding a bit of style to these types of shows that have fit into like a certain genre for me. And I'm interested in how they're gonna play it because normally it's like fully serious, and this one seems like it's gonna have like
bits of comedy inside of it.
Yeah, bits of comedy, possibly fantasy, and
well, his daughter's a telepath. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and they've never like tied that into it, so I'm curious, like, how are they gonna approach the fantastical things? So I am putting this at a 4 because it hits one of the genres that I like very much. And a week ago, well, now that I'm reading the synopsis, it like ties into life really, really close. So I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like how nowadays when shows come out and they're like, there's a global wide pandemic, everybody must stay in their homes. And I'm like, oh God. Like, too soon.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
gonna say 3 on this one for now. It could be a 4. It's a 3 verging to 4.
Okay.
Just because I'm never too keen on this sort of I guess genre, but it could be interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I had this on my list because basically everything I said is like cool mashup between old school crime drama with a stylized action show. So I like the mixing of the genres. I'm curious how it's going to play out. There's a lot of times, like I would say me nowadays, like me back maybe 5-10 years ago, whenever I came across this show, it was kind of like it's like, cool. So this is like different than a lot of the other shows. It was like something unique, and I could stick with it. More recently, in like the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of the shows that have come out with that style have been very dry, in my opinion. So maybe my tastes have changed, and I can't stick with them. Kind of like that vampire one that I had talked about like seasons past, where the one of the military officers, his wife was or one of the military of like the higher ranked of one of the higher ranked guys, his wife ended up being a vampire, and like it was it's a very interesting concept. It's just it was too dry, and I'm like, the story was slow, the episode was long. I'm like, it's the same amount of time, but it's just like it felt like it was an hour long. And I'm like, yeah. So with this little girl, crazy looking girl, and this assassin here, I'm like, all right, maybe I can keep my attention. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this will play out.
Agreed.
All right, the next show we're gonna be talking about is Summertime Render. What did I skip?
Oh no, you're right.
Okay.
I forgot this was on your list. I thought we were down to the last 2, not the last 3.
Okay.
All you, my man.
Yes. This show is getting a 4.
Oh, wow. That's something.
Back in the day, there were shows like Another, like Higurashi, where there's very dark elements on in this show. I put this on my list because it seemed like it was going to be a sweet island romance, but then it got super creepy and dark. This is one of those shows that reminds me of another show where there's a group of friends and one of them passes. And the picture, you can see everybody else is wearing regular clothes, and one of the characters is in a bathing suit. From I knew for sure last week, but this week I think she's the one that passed, but like is contacting people again. The show has a lot of creepy vibes. Shows like this usually happen during Halloween, and I like when a show that comes out and it's dark and it's creepy and it's not like what is the word? Graphic. Like I'm looking for a.
So not Higurashi.
Well, there's like Higurashi will have graphic moments, and then it'll be like nothing happened, and you're like did you just see what I saw? And then everything will be like happy and bubbly, and I'm like, I don't trust you. And then they're like, why don't you trust me? And I get all creepy again, and then you'll just be freaked out for a while, and then something very crazy and graphic will happen again. So I feel like because those moments are so strong, yeah, you would definitely say that Higurashi is a graphic show, but as far as like percentage wise, no, I don't know. I feel like it's more creepy than that.
I think it just lulls you into full sense of security.
Yes. The type of shows that I like want to experience in this situation are they you may have like a couple like graphic scenes every now and then, but it's more the dread of the situation where it's like their friend passed away, they're like trying to move on, and all of a sudden she's like contacting them again, and it's like, was she actually gone? What's going on? It's ghosts. Like it's
well, all I can say is, having watched the trailer for it now, looking at the very end of it, at one point during it, there was some like water liquid substance coming out of some guy's shoe that looked like it was trying to form into something. And then at the very end of the trailer, I'm guessing this was based upon manga, because it looked like they showed the manga cover for it at the end of the trailer. And the manga cover for it had what looked like the hands from Elven Lied.
Yeah.
So, which I can only assume means and I mean, it is supernatural. It's one of the taglines for it. Supernatural mystery, drama, action. Mystery, obviously, being the part of her death and what caused it and why she is now back all of a sudden. Drama, obviously, because of the fact of their friend died, for all they knew, who may still be dead. We may be talking about ghosts at this point. It's supernatural. Who the hell knows? There's any number of Japanese folklore that could be coming from this, as far as we know, and we don't even know half of what frickin' could be about it.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's not going to center just around the whole murder or the whole death scene or however it comes across, because there's action involved. So, which means more than likely, whatever's caused it or whatever's being done to it, they're going to be fighting against it.
Yeah.
So, purely based upon those reasons alone, I mean, it does sound potentially interesting, but I don't know. I've seen certain media forms such as that will take what could have been a very good concept in regards to that and totally flop it.
Okay.
Because they focus either too much on the why or the how, or they don't, there's a certain balance you need to strike between the characters, their involvement, their relationships, but also making sure you keep that supernatural focus involved in it as well.
Yeah, there was I can't remember the name of the show, but it was one that had to deal with like the death of one of the characters and like the mystery of trying to figure out how it happened. And one of the reasons why I didn't stick to that show is because it took too long to get information. Like the show just kind of dragged on. And that was back in the days of, I believe it was back in the days of like 24 episodes. Ghost Hound, I think is what it's called.
Oh my goodness.
But
Well, that pretty much clarified things for me. I'm not gonna spoil that for you.
no.
No, I'm not gonna spoil that for you. But I've been looking every single time we've done this. I've been looking at the tags and everything. They had 8 spoiler tags on this one.
Oh. Well.
And having now read that and looked at what they've said, I'm 99% certain I kind of know what's going on.
Okay.
And I think at one point, one of the things going to be very weird.
Okay. Well, yeah. So with all of this, I
good luck with that. Good luck with that.
So yeah, I put it on the list because like just the horror genre, like supernatural is one of the words that I couldn't think of, but like, yeah, supernatural shows are.
The genre is action, drama, mystery, supernatural, thriller.
Yeah, there we go. Supernatural and thrillers. There isn't a lot of thriller shows out. They usually come out during Halloween. And
correct.
For one of them to come out during spring, I'm like, okay, a little off season, a little out of season, but let's see.
Well, what's funny about that is though, it actually makes the most sense considering the fact that they're on an island and you see them in bathing suits. So summery situation going on with that.
Ah, okay.
Wouldn't make as much sense if it was in like October.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the main things that I'm shocked about for this show is that it is done by OLM. OLM is the Pokemon people, I believe. They're the Beyblade, like Card Fight Vanguard studio, and for them to come out with a thriller is uncharacteristic. So
they've done things like that though. They've recently done Komi-san. That's more of a drama-driven situation.
Mm-hmm.
King's Raid, another drama situation. There's little tidbits here and there that they've done involving stuff like that.
So yeah, and another thing about OLM is a lot of their shows don't really air on or don't get a chance to like go on Crunchyroll and stuff like that. And it's like things are starting to change. Like with King's Raid and a lot of the shows that you mentioned, those were shows that were available on Crunchyroll and other streaming services like that. So it looks like things are changing. Every time I think of OLM, I think of Inazuma 11. I wasn't able to watch it on Crunchyroll. I had to go find it somewhere. And yeah, looks like things are changing with the times. I'll be able to watch OLM shows. The synopsis is a tragic incident calls young man named Shinpei back to his hometown on the remote island of I was trying to think of the Higurashi city name. Higotoshima, Japan. But something sinister awaits upon his return, and the chilling sequence of events unfolds that will have dire consequences for Shinpei, for Japan, and for the entire world. Yeah, I'm ready for a thriller. Like, there hasn't been a lot of shows where I just dread. Like, the one I've been trying to watch on Funimation, the Ghost one. I'm like, yes, more of that. Even though I hate being in that like terrified mood, but yes, more. It's weird. It's like morbid curiosity. It's like that adrenaline rush. Like, I don't like being scared, but I like watching stuff that
makes you scared.
Yeah. So, yeah. Super Time Render. I hope it is good. I hope the characters are great, because I'm like, it would suck if I hated the characters, and I'm like, I don't care, let the ghosts eat y'all or whatever. So, yeah. The next show we're going to be talking about is Tate no Yusha no Nagari 2, or The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2.
I mean, I don't know what else I can say about it other than I'm super excited and stoked that this is happening.
100% absolutely. If I only watch one show, it's this one.
I 110% agree with that. And you absolutely should, because holy crap. The show's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where things are going to go. I'm excited to see how everything's going to play out. I'm freaking excited. I mean, they left everything out at such a cliffhanger situation that, I mean, there could be any number of different possibilities on what we're, you know, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger because we knew what was happening or how it was happening situation, but at the same time, it kind of was a cliffhanger only because what we knew was like, we knew it was now, we were now gearing up for the important stuff. Like, now we're like, all right, we have this whole thing settled. His reputation is now cleared. People aren't fucking with him anymore, whatever. And he's now actually forming a party other than just himself and the slave girl and the bird, because now he actually had an additional person that came with him as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like sitting here going, this is fucking amazing. And then they're like, all right, end of the season. And we're like, no!
They're not done!
They're not done! We're only just now getting to the important things here. Don't do that.
Yeah. 5 hands down. Like, it doesn't even, like,
no,
it can only mess up.
yeah, honestly. Because I want to see what, because he's supposedly, when we left him, he was going to be heading over to that town that actually what was it?
The Beast?
Yeah, the ones that are congenial towards the shield hero. Like, this is going to be his town.
Yeah.
Essentially, I'm like, man, I would love for him to go there and be welcomed with open arms and be like, oh, you need that? Yeah, come on, we'll take care of you. We got you covered. Considering that would just be like a total opposite of what he had to deal with in the beginning. Now, it probably won't happen that way.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm thinking this goes bad.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to not happen that way because of anything he did. I think it's going to be a case of they have pre-existing problems and he's going to try to help them out. Not that he fucked something up or whatever. It's like, no, he didn't fuck anything up. In fact, the only issue that may end up being, it just off the top of my head, be involved with it is just because he he wasn't summoned there.
Yeah.
And they've probably already had waves coming for them. And no hero was there to help.
Yeah.
So there may be some decimation that he's going to be walking into in regards to that. But again, it's no fault of his own. He got summoned where he got summoned. That wasn't anything he could deal with.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. Yeah. All right. The next show and the last show we're gonna be talking about is Yusha Yamimasu, or like Hero. Stop it. Something.
Yeah. So this one was from me. Where did it go? Here it is.
I will quit being the hero. Oh
Yep.
no, what happened?
Well, I think this one is. I'm definitely giving this one a 4 because I think this one's going to be exciting to me.
Okay.
I think this is going to be. This is probably. If I had to say my top 3, I know obviously Shield Hero would be number 1. The other one that I ranked as a potential for number 5 would be right there, and then this one would probably follow right behind it. Because I think the synopsis for this one is amazing. This is done by EMT Squared, who has done a few other odd bits and things that we have seen. Assassin's Pride, Kuma Bear.
I still need to watch. Cheat Magician, right?
Yep. Oh, yep. So there's been a few things. I definitely think they have an idea of what they like to do for fantasy, which is not a bad thing, but I'm curious how they're going to develop that because they definitely need to develop it more, which is why this one ranks 3rd on my list because I kind of a little weary of them in regards to fantasy. They've dipped their toes in, but they really haven't gone very far into it. I feel like they've kind of just generalized a lot of their fantasy when they do it, which is, I mean, it's okay, but it's not we're not groundbreaking things here. The synopsis for this one is: after saving the world, the strongest hero, Leo, became someone who is not wanted in the peaceful human world. He was too strong. Exiled, he seeks a job at the Demon King's army, which he had defeated and needs to be rebuilt. The army had many problems, too much work, financial troubles, etc. Leo starts to make things better using his power. Leo encounters Echidna again. Okay. Leo encounters Echidna again and asks her why she invaded the human world. There was an unexpected story. So this almost sounds like, to me, like the demon lord or the demon's minions in their army may have been in the right. Like they may have had justification for invading and trying to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And the hero, I guess, unknowingly, because of just being a human and being the hero, stopped it. And now, after learning the truth, whatever the truth may be, is now trying to help rebuild the Demon Lord's army and once again go back at the humanity. And I'm like, I mean, it already had me curious by the fact of like, since he was in every sort of situation, they always talk about the hero defeating the Demon Lord, but they never talk about what happens to the hero after he defeats the Demon Lord.
Yeah.
There's never and then he went out to become a farmer or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, what does he do? Does
Yeah.
Does he just live his own life, or does he try to get back into society? Does he try to live peacefully? I mean, what does he do? So I like this fact that like everyone's weary of him because of how strong he is, and basically shuns him because of that too. Which kind of sounds to me like if this was in our world situation with the society the way it is as it is, this would probably happen. Even though we should be thankful to him for defeating the Demon Lord's army, instead we're fearful of him. We're like, well, you're the Demon's Lord army. You're super strong. I'm more afraid of you now. Get the hell away from me.
Yeah, it's like in times of like desperation and like conflict, people team together against the big bad. But then once
the
that's
conflict's over,
there needs to be a new big bad, and a lot of times they just turn on each other.
And it made it even better by the fact that they said is actually an unexpected story as to why they invaded the human world to begin with. And I'm like, oh, was there justification? Was there a reason behind it? So I am deeply curious as far as what they plan on doing with this. I think this could be really interesting. The only other one of anime that I've ever watched that came close to something like this to me was the one where the demon or the hero tried to go after the demon lord, and the demon lord ended up being a woman who then said, I want you to fall in love with me" situation, and then went into the human world and actually tried to help humans become better, essentially. Like, taught them agriculture, taught them how to take care of themselves, because she recognized the fact that if the war wasn't there, there wouldn't be as many resources for the people who needed them, because there was not justification otherwise. And she said basically, if the war were to end, she's like, if you were to take my head right now and the war were to end, by the time winter rolled around, most of you'd lose about half of your population from starvation.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that one, and I think this one can probably come pretty close to that as well. I like the idea. I like the problems that they put in here, and I think there's a chance they can do some pretty interesting things with it. So I'm curious. This has piqued my curiosity. It's a 4. I'd say it's a tentative 5, but I mean, we'll see where it goes.
Okay.
Obviously, with this being the first one in the series, it's hard to say that it deserves one right from the get-go, but it could definitely get there. So
good to know. Yeah, well, that is all our shows for this upcoming spring season. Yeah. Next episode, we'll be talking about the shows that we finished from this current season, the winter season. Yeah, I like this new season coming up. There's like a lot of variety. There's stuff all over the place.
I'm not as up on that. I feel like there's a lot of sequels, a lot of which I'm not the biggest fan of. So as much as I like the idea and the thought process that sequels are coming out, because that means that there's a possibility that the sequels to things that I want to have come out have a bigger chance of happening now that some of these other ones get pushed out of the way. I'm also more hesitant to the fact it's like, if you're making sequels of things instead of making new things, that doesn't necessarily bode well for the ideas being able to come out with new and interesting things to watch. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I guess, is what it comes down to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of torn because it's like there's some stuff that I was like, oh yeah, that again, and then other stuff where it's like they're still making Ikitosen.
I will say that because of that, the fact that they are doing that, though, it kind of gives a little bit more incentive for those of us to get back to watching some of these that we didn't finish watching.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily have a reason why a lot of these I didn't get to. It was just a matter of I didn't get to them at that time because something else came up. It's not to say that I don't want to watch them. I certainly do, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we shall see. I hope a lot of these get holes in one.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah. That is it for today's episode. As always, DK and Shay from TacoYaki Anime. And we'd like to thank you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out in chat. Thanks for supporting the channel in any way that you do. And we will see y'all next time.